The big battle for Bengal and Assam begins today. Now, no better person to understand what are the issues beyond the politics that are peculiar to this region than the former governor of Meghalaya and Tripura, and a person who has been the former BJP state president of West Bengal. We are being joined by Mr. Tathagata Roy. Welcome, sir, to the show.
Thank you.
So, what's been hitting the headlines most frequently in this entire election campaigning has been the shrill campaign noise. So, if we cut through all that noise, I want to understand from you, sir, what are the issues, what are the challenges that are peculiar to the eastern region? Both the major eastern states of Assam and West Bengal are going to the polls today.
I am not, I know quite a bit about Assam, but not as much as I know about my home state of West Bengal. And therefore, I shall try to focus on West Bengal. And I'll tell you a little bit whatever I know about Assam also. About West Bengal, the principal issue, economic issue is unemployment. And there is a very serious law and order issue. There is a very serious corruption issue. There is an issue of identity politics because there is a feeling which is justified, in my opinion, that in this state, the 70% Hindu majority has been badly shortchanged and the minority has been favored improperly. All these are issues. These are the principal issues.
Sir, during the campaigning, Mr. Amit Shah has said that the Citizenship Amendment Act will be on top of BJP's priority list, that if they come to power in West Bengal, then CAA will be implemented first after bringing the pandemic under control. Do you think this should be, this is the need of the hour?
Absolutely. But first, to make a small correction, I am not really in active campaigning, but I am part of the BJP still. I am sort of, you could say, semi-active. Now, so far as the CAA is concerned, it is extremely important because a large number of Hindus who have been driven out of Bangladesh by religious persecution, they have entered India, but thereafter they have not been given citizenship. I am talking of the people who have come here before 1971. People who left erstwhile East Pakistan before 1971, they were mostly, they were almost all given citizenship. But after 1971, the policy of the government of India changed, and the government of India thought that people will go back to Bangladesh, but it didn't happen. Bangladesh initially began as a secular country, but gradually went on to being an Islamic country, and right now it's kind of vacillating. It is Islam as its state religion, but it is not an Islamic country in that sense. So Hindus have a sense of insecurity in that country. They are occasionally persecuted. Very lately, there has been a case of such persecution in a place called Shalla in the district of Sunamganj in northeastern Bangladesh, very close to the Meghalaya border. And I am afraid that some small exodus might take place as a result of this. So this is the reason why Hindus have fled Bangladesh, and they have not been given citizenship in India, whereas all humanitarian reasons, all international law would say that they ought to be given citizenship. As opposed to that, a large number of Muslims have come into this country for economic reasons. There is no question of Muslims being persecuted in Bangladesh, but they have come into this country for economic reasons because of overpopulation in that country. And as a result, and these Muslims, because they form a vote bank, they were given citizenship. So this has given rise to great anomaly, great grouse among Hindus. And this is sought to be corrected by the CAA, and it's a very, very correct step in the right direction.
All right. So since we're on the topic of Bangladesh, Prime Minister Modi's recent visit was very much there for everyone to see. It comes at a time that's crucial, election season. And throughout his administration, Modi has kept Bangladesh ties warm and he's kept Bangladesh close. Bangladesh, can you explain Bangladesh's significance for India? And if BJP manages to come to power in West Bengal, what is your prediction for the ties with that country?
See, Bangladesh's relation with India is like finger with fingernail, like two fingers, because Bangladesh has 95% of its land border only with one country, that is India. Only a little bit is in Myanmar. Bangladesh is not a landlocked country, but the land border is very huge. In fact, India's land border with Bangladesh is much more than that with Pakistan and China, and that land border is highly indented. You know, part of it is riverine.
Right.
And Bangladesh is all the major rivers of eastern and northeastern India flow into Bangladesh. The people of one part of India, that is West Bengal and West Bengal, Tripura, and a part of Assam, speak the same language, basically the same language as is spoken in Bangladesh. So you can imagine how close the relationship is. And this has caused a situation in which on all matters between India and Bangladesh, things are either win-win or lose-lose. There is no issue on which India wins and Bangladesh loses, or vice versa. But there is a fundamentalist lobby in Bangladesh, Islamic fundamentalist lobby, who never wanted Bangladesh to be independent. They wanted Bangladesh to remain East Pakistan. They are staunchly opposed to any kind of alliance with India. They persecute the Hindus and they also whip up anti-India sentiments from time to time. And unfortunately, the present Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, has given refuge to a number of them. So in order to scotch this tendency, it is on the one hand necessary that we have a very, very cordial relationship with Bangladesh. On the other hand, it is necessary that Mamata Banerjee's rule should not be allowed to be extended any further in West Bengal.
So it's a reality. I think most people living in West Bengal who've experienced the state would say that corruption is a reality in administration and the police. It's almost institutionalized. Will a change in the government change the ground reality? And how will that happen?
It will happen because the people are honest. Among the top echelons of the Bharatiya Janata Party, nobody has been accused of any personal corruption. There is corruption at lower levels, like there is an ethos of corruption in the country, but all reforms must start at the top. And at the very top, there is no corruption. As Modi ji had said, na khaunga, na khane dunga. And this percolates right through his cabinet. This is number one. Number two is that the sort of corruption that pervades in West Bengal is unspeakable. They make money, the Trinamulis make money out of famine relief, out of drought relief, out of cyclone relief. Particularly the relief, the money that they have made, the cut money that, as it is called, has been made. In the case of the disastrous cyclone called Amphan, has caught a lot of media attention and public attention, and I think this is going to be a very major issue in the coming elections. You name it, you have got to pay money in West Bengal. Whether it's going to be a plan sanction with the sanction of a plan with the municipal authority, or getting some due from the government, getting a job from the government, a teacher's job, all these things involve corruption. This corruption has got to be weeded out, and I think only the Bharatiya Janata Party can do it.
Sir, now during the election campaigning season, there's been a lot of Jai Shri Ram chanting, and the opposition is the government there is alleging that the BJP is an outsider. It's trying to impose North culture in the state. Do you feel politics is deliberately being polarized there, and do you think BJP's campaign is hitting the right notes in the state?
Absolutely. Saying Ram is saying Jai Sri Ram is something something out of Bengali culture is outright stupid. I can't think of anything worse. Bengalis have had names ending with Ram, beginning with Ram, even entirely Ram. You would have heard of Ramakrishna, Lord Ramakrishna, who was the guru of Swami Vivekananda. His brother's name was Ramlal. He had taken the name of Ramakrishna. The author of one of the some literature in Bengali was called Ram Ram Shen. One of the earliest translators of the Ramayana was Krittiba Sojha in Bengali. So the culture of Ram is inherent in Bengal. The Durga Puja, which we celebrate, which is the principal puja of Bengali Hindus. Durga Puja is celebrated in the autumn because this is called the Shardiya Puja. This is Akal Bodhan. This is a puja which was performed by Lord Rama before he undertook the invasion of Lanka. So you can imagine the finger and fingernail relationship that we have with the name of Rama. Now this is being whipped up by Mamata Banerjee and her party. Actually, her party means nothing. It is only her. If, for God forbid, anything happens to her, the party will go to pieces in 15 minutes. Why is she doing it? Because she had earlier tried to polarize the Muslims. 30% Muslim votes in West Bengal, in the hope that if she makes sure that she gets the 30% Muslim votes and another 10-15% Hindu votes, she is going to sail through to power. But because this is handed and because this has resulted in a counter polarization, without BJP doing a single thing, she has now changed tack and she is trying this thing.
All right. Sir, why would you say the BJP has this concentrated focus on the East? There are elections in southern states too, but why is the firepower concentrated in the East?
One principal reason is that West Bengal is a frontline state. West Bengal is a border state, and in a lot of ways, West Bengal is extremely important geopolitically. The connection with of the entire Northeast with the rest of the country is through West Bengal. It's with the through narrow Siliguri corridor, and thereafter not all that wide bit of West Bengal stretching from, say, Islampur to Alipurduar. Now, if West Bengal, this part is taken over, either literally or figuratively or politically by any hostile anti-national forces, then the whole of the Northeast would be in jeopardy. Not only that, but the political ethos in West Bengal has so far been leftist. That is because Congress, which was the principal opposition party, they had completely withdrawn themselves from the cultural and literary fields. And it is the cultural and literary fields which determine the ethos or the, what you call the value system of a people. Now, because the leftists have dominated this for such a long time, that is why the ethos has been leftist. But people have begun to realize that this leftist ethos has done them enormous harm. incalculable harm, and people are trying to come out of it. BJP is trying to help people to do it. That is one big reason why it is most important that BJP should come to power here so that this leftist ethos in the state is obliterated. You must also understand that the Trinamool Congress is just as much a leftist party as the CPIM.
Coming back to the BJP manifesto now, the manifesto promises a lot in terms of infrastructure. It's also given a lot of sops to the. So Amit Shah, while he said during campaigning that he's a banya and he's done his calculations right, however, it does put a huge pressure on the finances. So where is BJP going to find this money in the times of a pandemic?
See, it is not just during the pandemic that this will happen. The pandemic maybe will not last very long. Hopefully, it will not last very long. And already we have got ourselves adjusted with the pandemic in such a way that we are capable of working in spite of the pandemic. So the revenues will rise. Already the revenues of all the economy of the country is looking up in spite of the pandemic undergoing a second wave, as they say. So the resources of the central government will be at the command of the central government, and the helping hand cooperation will be extended to the state government. You see, until now, the state government's policy was go on a warpath with the central government, which just does not make sense. Amit Shah ji, in a very recent interview that he gave, he had said that this policy of the state government is so cussed that say for instance, the Ayushman Bharat was not allowed to be taken advantage of by the state. Now, the interviewer was saying, but the state has got its own Swasthya Sati. So Amit Shah ji said, let them have Swasthya Sati or whatever they wish. So it's a good policy. But what is the harm if they have Ayushman Bharat in addition? What is the harm? The only harm is that this will get some good name for Narendra Modi, and that is one thing that the state government will not permit, even at the cost of putting the people of the state in difficulty.
One last question, sir. Who do you think would be a likely a chief ministerial face that could challenge Mamata Banerjee? I know your party has gone into the election without announcing a face, but who could it be?
That is, you have already answered your question, that the party has decided that it will not field any face. So that is the answer. We have done it in UP, we have done it in Haryana, we did it the first time in Maharashtra. This time also we'll do it.
All right. Mr. Tathagata Roy, thank you very much for sparing time for us this morning and to our viewers. Keep watching One India News for more election-related updates.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.